Hello again, everyone. Mark Hackle, Macomb County Executive. Just giving you a couple updates. I guess two things I want to focus on is the COVID-related issues here in Macomb County, as well as these past elections. So let's start with the elections. I'm glad they're behind us. I think many of us are, I guess, ready to see all these advertisements go away, especially the negative ones and the critical ones, as well as some of the text messages that we keep getting on our phones. So hopefully that has subsided and we're not going to have to worry about that. But let's face it, the stage has been set specifically on a local level. Decisions have been made as to who our new countywide elected officials are going to be. Some new, some had been there and retained their seats, as well as some of the local municipal races. So from my perspective, I always look at it as the will of the people. They've made decisions, they made their choices. It's up to us to try to figure out how do we rally support around those people that have been selected to try to give them a great opportunity to succeed. And so with that, it matters not to me the R and the D. It's what do we need to do to try to figure out how do we work alongside one another to work for the people. And so with that, I'm thankful and congratulate all of those who had won. Those that maybe fell short, at least congratulations for putting yourself out there as a candidate to be selected by the people. So with that, we're going to continue to move forward here in this county to try to deal with a multitude of issues that are going on. Still front and center is this COVID crisis. It hasn't gone away. Where we know this flattening of the curve has taken place, but yet we're seeing this, if you will, the spike or the increase in some of the case numbers. With that being said, hospitals are starting to see more patients. Death counts are going up a little bit more so than what they had over the past couple of months. So we are concerned from our health department. They're trying to do as much of the contact tracing as they can, but they are in fact being inundated right now. So with that, from our perspective, we want to continue to work, not only with municipalities, the public at large, but our school districts as well as our businesses, because you know what, I don't know that anybody's looking to shut everything down again. It's trying to figure out how do we manage and how do we work through this as we continue to realize that there's still going to be people contracting the COVID virus. So our county health department has been working closely with the schools. There may be a case or two at some of the school districts, but credit to the school districts. They're doing a great job of trying to figure out how they get information to the public, specifically the kids and the parents that are having kids in their school districts that do have in-class learning or in-person learning. So some of them are going to continue to increase that. Some may kind of hold off where they're at. There may be a change over the holidays between Thanksgiving and the New Year. We're waiting for them to make those decisions because that's the proper, I guess if you will, decision-making body. The state allowed school districts to make these decisions at the localist of levels. Our job as a county is to work with them from emergency management and a health department perspective, and we're doing just that. So Mike DeVault and the ISD, as well as all the superintendents and the boards, are doing a phenomenal job of working with us to make sure we're getting the proper education to the kids in a way that we believe is probably the safest for them if they choose to go ahead and have in-person learning. And we know also the economy. There's always been a concern about that. Are we going to shut the economy down? I don't foresee that happening. We want to continue to try to figure out how do we work with our businesses, but also encourage them to continue to make sure they're taking those safe measures. And in Macomb County, we do see that happening. We know there are larger gatherings and people still, getting together and, having more contact. And I guess it's a personal choice, but one that I think many people realize there are consequences to it and, decision making. So, as a county, we're not out there to try to figure out how do we, enforce something to the extent where we're citing people or writing tickets or anything like that. We are very much encouraging people to follow CDC guidelines and understand the rules that have been set forth by the state of Michigan, but we want to work alongside them to try to figure out how do we mitigate any of those problems. And if they are having problems, we're there by their side to figure out what do we need to rectify that. So here in Macomb County, we know there's been an uptick, and we know that the hospitals are concerned. We still want to make sure that we get that word out. Social distance, wash your hands, and wear the mask. I mean, the mask does make a difference, and if for no other reason, to try to help make sure we're keeping other people safe as well. So there you have it. That's kind of what's going on here in Macomb County, and in a kind of a quick update. But again, I want to remind all of you to keep you and your family safe.